What up, everybody? This your boy B Rob, and I am back with another edition of the Random Rambles with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. If you're a first-time listener, I appreciate you oh so much during these trying times for giving me a try. And if anybody recommended it, goddamn. If anybody recommended you to me, go ahead and give that person a elbow bump, because we can't give crisp high fives right now given the situation that we got going on. And shit, I don't even think you're supposed to be giving them the elbow bump because you're supposed to be 6 feet apart, social distancing. So to alleviate all that stress and trying to figure out how to give this person an elbow, a high five, or anything, just take your cellular device or whatever have you and use your social media app of choice to give that person a well-crafted DM and tell them thank you for recommending you to me. Speaking of social media, I still got some more left in me. Hold on, I'm getting to you. Speaking of social media, you can find the Random Rambles with Rob on many social media platforms to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at the 3R Show, Facebook, just search the Random Rambles with Rob, or go to facebook.com/3R Show. And you can go to YouTube. I got some videos there. Just search for 3R Show. And for anything that I may have missed, you can go to randomrob.com. I kind of feel like Ace Ventura, on the movies when you take the deep breath and he go through his whole monologue about who's the killer and shit. He'd be like, and that's why you did it, and that's why. But joining me is a 3R Show alumni. I looked up the log today, and the very first time this gentleman stepped foot virtually on this show was November 16th, 2016. And then shortly then after that, November 26th of 2016. We've kept in touch via social media over the years. I think I called him one time. He was asleep on the side of the road in his car.
It's true.
And he's just been a delight. I'm glad to have met him in any circumstance and whatnot. So joining me, one lovely human being. The mane of hair still glorious and gorgeous as always. He had a cut somewhere in between 2016 and now. But joining me once again on the show, Andrey Psyche, the almighty Psyche. Because I can't pronounce your last name properly.
And that's why we go with Andrey Psyche, because nobody knows how to say my last name, and they won't probably. So we're gonna leave them with the Psyche.
Yeah.
It's really great to be here. Honestly, I've missed you dearly, and yes, I'm glad you did give me a call on the side of the road, because it was a nice little wake up call, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah, I think because like between the time that you were on the show and that time where I placed a call or whatever, you was doing you planned a trip to do like a little tour with your music and everything. You planned on even the West Coast. Venturing into, I think, the central states, then making the loop back around. But, plans change, life happens and whatnot, and you just kept it totally on the West Coast from what I remember. But I don't know what it was that day that I called you. I was just, I don't even remember the context of the conversation. I just know you was in the car asleep. And I was like, I need to call this dude for whatever reason. I do that from time to time. I just be thinking about people and I feel like I need to call them. So that's what I did. So I gave you a call, and you was like, yeah, man, I was sleeping.
Maybe I was telepathically calling you, being like, Rob, I'm in danger. I'm in grave danger. You need to wake me up so I can leave this spot, or the wolves are going to get me.
It's like The Shining and shit, right?
Honestly, I've never seen The Shining. I'm sure. I know. This is the normal reaction I get.
Okay, so have you seen the continuation, Dr. Sleep?
I've never even heard of Dr. Sleep, man. I don't even know what that is.
I understand you live in a different world from everybody else and whatnot. Because, I mean, everybody talking about social distancing and, we going insane, being isolated and whatnot. I mean, you lived in a different realm anyway compared to the normal folks. So, I mean, it's like you were isolated in your own bubble regardless. So it doesn't shock me so much that you hadn't seen The Shining or even knew what Dr. Sleep was. But I still find it hilarious.
I am trying to get back into the cinema world, because I've done some theater work, right, and I've done some acting, And I'll talk to people, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, movies are the best. Like, look at this guy and how he did this here." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I've seen maybe like handfuls of movies, and like I just I don't know. It's too easy to consume, so I just walk away from it." And they're like, "You did what now? You haven't seen Lord of the Rings, or you haven't seen Star Wars, or you haven't seen all of these classic huge movies?" I'm just like, I've been doing things, man. I don't know.
See, I feel what you're doing is because like I did that as a child. Like I watch professional wrestling. That's my thing. You know that.
Oh yeah.
People around my age group will talk about something that happened when we were kids and everything, and I wouldn't remember none of that stuff because I was outside playing and doing kid stuff. And if you're outside playing and being active and engaging in your community and neighborhood and whatnot, you're not really sitting on your ass watching TV and doing all this other stuff that, the other kids that weren't very active on. So, I mean, I can understand missing stuff because, I mean, from what I see via social media and whatnot and just, chatting with you here and there, you're always doing some shit, in the garden, randomly at a Walmart. I remember it was funny because you sent me a video. I forget when it was. It's probably a year or two ago. You went into Walmart and it was like bright and sunny or whatever. It's bright and sunny as that region of the earth could be. And then when you came out of Walmart, it was snowing. I was like, what the fuck?
Walmart will do that to you, man. Or Seattle. Seattle will definitely do that to you. You come in there like, I think I was wearing something white too, and I'm just like, I shaved my head. I think I shaved my head at that time. I think
that might have been before that.
Shoot.
Being stuck in your hair and everything.
Yes. Okay, fine. Well, I didn't shave my head, and I went inside, and I was like, I want to be Rob right now. I want to embody the spirit of Rob, because, dude, you always go into Walmart, and you're just so hyped up on all of these things. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to be him. And I did do it. And maybe maybe the rain came to just praise my great efforts. They're like, you did good. You deserve this.
Bring glad tidings through nature.
Yes, I love nature so much. But yeah, I was just doing some yard work today too, as you were saying, just sitting there, just digging more things and separating dirt and rocks because I want to do some funky things with rocks. I think I saved up like maybe 6 wheelbarrow fulls of just boulders and stuff. I mean, rocks, not boulders. I mean, I did find things like that, but not too much. I don't know how Texas is, but Washington is a rocky soil place.
Oh yeah, I mean. I mean, you out there, you're in the gardens and you're doing things with your hands and getting dirty and shit. I hate that so damn much. I'm kind of lucky that my wife picked this house that we're in right now because this is her first home, and this is the very first home on our house search that we found. And I told her when she came in here, I was like, "Don't fall in love with the first house we see because we got other houses to see." And damn sure she came in here and it had everything she wanted. They got a pool in the back. They got a movie room that I'm sitting in right now. She's like, I want this one. I was like, okay, we got other houses to see. Go to the next house, only 2 of 2. And she's like, I want the other house. I was like, all right. So, but her picking this place, since we have a pool in the backyard, the grass is just like very minimal. It's just really small. And the front yard not that big either. So I ain't got to worry about yard maintenance and all that stuff, which I didn't have to worry about anyway because I have a 17-year-old boy that don't have a job. So you go out there and cut grass when I feel like it need to be cut. But I just hate it so much. The tree in the front yard, I guess we have to have it there. But if we didn't have to have it, that bitch would be gone. Right now I'm in works with my wife to freaking pull all that grass out the back and put some AstroTurf down. I don't want none of that crap.
That's so funny. I love that you say that. I had the same dream, years ago, because I was like, why do I have to do all this yard work? And it's a huge time commitment. And then, I don't know what happened. There's a transformation. Like I completely transformed as an individual. And then like now I just find so much beauty and so much peace. I sat there all day, literally burying a hole I already dug because I was we have an irrigation system that's malfunctioning. It's supposed to be automatic, but it's not because there's a connection that's loose somewhere. So I dug like 80 yards. Okay, I might be over exaggerating, but a lot of yards of dirt to find out that the line goes underneath the concrete, and all my digging was for nothing. So I was like, well, let's go bury it. So as I was burying it, I was just separating from the rocks, and I spent my whole day doing that, and it was just very peaceful. Very, I had it was meditation. So I was like, yeah, this is dope. So,
Well, but that's the thing. It kind of worked in your favor because, I mean, you being the creative individual you are, you found, the silver lining in this dark cloud. It was like, you didn't want to go out there and you dig this shit. But in the midst of your struggles and whatnot, he's like, oh, I got rocks.
Yeah.
Do some things with these rocks. So, I mean, it wasn't for nothing because you found a use for your purpose.
Exactly. I completely agree because I was digging for a while, and even digging is nice because you can turn your brain off, and for me especially, it can be very useful at times because this thing can start going like a million miles a minute, and I can find myself in the realms of just agitation or anxiety even from time to time. But I've learned how to deal with that through these ways in sense. So I'll go out there and I'm digging and just zoning out and just like don't even know how like time passes. Mm-hmm. And then I remember I was dumping these rocks into the wheelbarrow, and I was like, it's heavy work. Maybe I should separate the rocks first. And then when I did, I put those rocks along a fence, and it looked fucking stunning. Okay? And I was like, shit, dude, this is a valuable resource right here, and all I got to do is just separate this mess, this dirt, and turn it into soil and rocks. Oh my gosh, and now it's valuable for everybody. I can plant in the soil, and I can make shit with the rocks, or at least put along a fence and make it look pretty,
Yeah. And then, what I'm thinking about through all this time or whatever, because we first made our interactions in 2016 and whatnot. English is not your first language, is it?
No.
Exactly. No. And like hearing you talk now, and getting to hear your voice, your English has very much improved from the first time that I talked to you up until now. Have you noticed that, or is just hey, this is my everyday voice?
It's too funny. So I remember in 2016 when we last talked, I just came from my world. Whatever it was, man. Whatever it was. We talked about it last time. I found God and weird things were happening, and then I spent like 3 months in Russia. So it's
girl and all kind of stuff. Well, I won't say girl, a woman.
a woman, and then another woman and then another woman, and I was just like, okay, chill, bro. What's happening here? A very highly energetic moment of my life there. It did a lot for my life. But I spent 2 months in Russia. So coming back here and then just literally jumping on the podcast with you, I was straight. I didn't use English for those 2 months, and usually it's pretty decent. So I haven't been to Russia since, and I've just been talking mad English every single day. So obviously it'll probably just come back. It's cool. But I'm sure the way I phrase things can still be foreign, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, and I get it because I mean it's not your native country and whatnot. Because we have a lady that's from Jamaica, and just she phrased things is like I wouldn't have thought of phrasing it that way. It's just like using different words for the same meaning, that I'm not accustomed to, and I was just like, that's awkward, but I get it. It didn't accent. It's just like
Oh, I would talk to her all day. Any accent, baby, hit me with it. I'm such a I don't know if it's what's it called, a linguophile, or I don't know, making up words, but any accent, I would sit there and just drool over it. Honestly, it's so beautiful. But to piggyback on the last thing you said, I believe that's why I'm a poet, because I already say things in a different way than regular people say things because I'm foreign. So I was like, let's use this for strength and just start painting pictures with these words that are randomly fit together that work, but they work in a different way. So it works. Everything works out.
So what I remember about that time, it was not too long after you were on the podcast the first 2 times, you decided to go around with music. And from then up until now, I think I've seen many different phases of you. At the time, you had the long Fabio-esque hair and whatnot. And you were still doing the painting. The painting is the constant with you. But you were more focused on the music at the time, and then you were going around, and I think you were just doing like different little places. Because I can remember you going to like some flea markets here and there. and just talking to people, just setting your camera up, putting on a live stream, and just people coming by, you trying to sell your art pieces and whatnot. What was that whole journey like for you, just going around with your music, doing the different fairs and whatnot?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was fascinating, honestly. I remember exactly the time that you're talking about, which I want to focus on just that moment for this 1 second. I remember I was there. That was one of my first markets that I've done, and I'm like, all right, let's fucking do this. And I was a salesman for a really long time. I was doing door-to-door Comcast, so I knew I had to get enthusiastic and just be seen, and I'm cool with that. I mean, look at me, right? So I started doing like handstands and flips, and I was like, look at this crazy guy. He's selling these paintings. What is he doing? And people are like, what is he doing? and I had a grand time. A lady next to me, because I'm a storyteller, so I kept saying random different things about my paintings and all these things. And the lady next to me, she's like, you're a class A con man. You're just sitting there just making shit up on the spot. I was like, girl, you don't know me. And then I had a gentleman come up. He must have been like, I don't know, 10. He was a kid, and he comes up and he's like, I was making Seahawks out of styrofoam. He's like, this is a great Seahawk. Can I have this? I was like, oh, you fucker. Yeah, you can. You don't have to pay. So he takes this. He comes back with like $2, and he's like, can I get 2 more? And I was like, you piece of shit. Yeah, take it. And then when I was a teacher, because I've been the teacher for the last 4 years up until 2020, where I went full freelance. He was actually one of my students in high school, and he's like, hey, remember me, Mr. Psyche? I was like, oh, no, fucking no, because this motherfucker is like 6'5" now, and when I saw him, he was like 4'4". I was like, what? I was like, oh shit, you that kid? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh fuck, man, you playing basketball or something? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, keep it up, bro, keep it up. So it was moments like that,
like,
it was.
He was like, do you remember me? And reach in his book pack, he pull out the seat.
I was like, oh shit, you're that kid. Like, but it was moments like that, honestly. Like everywhere I went, I would have some sort of interactions, and I would have some sort of connection that seemed maybe normal. I mean, we meet people all the time, but gave it time and continued to push myself in I don't know, creative ways, or just continue to grow in whatever sense that I grew. And I would always see it come back around, and it's like you get what you give. Mm-hmm. And giving initially and continuing to give, I continue to see that coming back, and that coming back is such a beautiful experience. I derive so much love from it, so much appreciation, and just the magic that surrounds everyday life,
See, man, every time I think about you, I think about your optimism and everything, and I try to live with as much as that in my life and whatnot. Even when the chips are down, we can't cough within. You shouldn't be coughing around a motherfucker anyway. But like now, it's just like cough. What the fuck?
I know. Pull out your guns, like, motherfucker. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. People are getting serious, man.
I know, for real. It's just like, I'm scared to cough. I'm busting brain cells in my head trying to hold it in, like. But
I think I read a meme on Facebook, because that's what it's good for, and it said, back in the day, we used to cough when we farted. Now we fart when we need to cough. And I connect with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we got all this toilet paper, because you don't know what's gonna come of that. You seem like a bidet, man. You got a bidet at your house?
My friend, let me tell you what. That is my next purchase, honestly. Like, it's been... I try to do it regardless. Like, I don't have a bidet. But, if I got to take a poop and I got to take a shower, I'm going to take a poop and then I'm going to go take a shower. Save toilet paper, make it go down the drain. I'm all nice and clean, right? Or if not, I still take my toilet paper and I wet it. And it makes the butt so clean and soft, man. But the bidet, my friend, bidet, next purchase. You go to Home Depot, literally $35, $40, installs right into the tank. You got a little holder on the side, boom. You got a little water spritzer, just shoot up your butt, boom. Next purchase, I'm telling you. I'm not even sponsored to say that. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, go to biobidet.com and use promo code POIBOY, which is not mine. I think it was the homeboy Jody B. from the Po Boys podcast. I think he got a sponsorship with BioBidet, so you can save some money. Go ahead and get that. Hold on. No, I'm using the phone to record this shit right now, so I can't look it up and be accurate. But go to the Po Boys podcast, and I'm pretty sure it's in his description links or some shit like that. Get you some change off your next bidet purchase.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm totally doing it.
I don't know, because like I've been, you know what really turned it around for me? I mean, I guess I'm just an old, grizzled, savage motherfucker, because like I'm a toilet paper user and everything. But what really turned it around for me is, a movie, the Deadpool 2. They had a whole little monologue on the dude was talking about, man, you need to use baby wipes because let's think about it this way. If somebody shit in your beard, would you just grab a dry towel and wipe that off? The shit would still be there, You would run some water, you would get a damp towel, and you would rub all that stuff out your beard or whatever. And he's like, the same thing with baby wipes. You get the baby wipes in there, you clean it out, and it's smooth. And then if you just want to get rid of some of that extra moisture, you can come behind with the toilet paper. But baby wipes is the way to go. You flush them in the toilet. And he had the whole campaign pitch. I wonder who was sponsoring that Deadpool 2 movie. But I was like, my wife used baby wipes, and she's a pretty smart person. Why ain't I using baby wipes? So I just been on the baby wipe train ever since.
I completely agree with you.
I would sit there for minutes and minutes just toilet paper wipe. 'Cause you got to check, because you got to make sure it's clean. Toilet paper wipe. Oh, yeah. Toilet paper wipe. And I'm just in there like, I got podcasting to do. I ain't got time to be
Oh, but sometimes it's like a brown marker that just never quits. You're there for like 10 minutes. And you're like, what's happening here? I know I pooped. There's nothing left. Why is this still brown? I hear you.
Yes, the best ones are just the plastic coated ones that just bloop and you wipe and it's like there.
I just had that one right now, just now, literally right before I was like, I gotta take a dookie. Drop. What? Babe, just clean. Just soft, clean.
I need to figure out what I'm doing to produce that, because I need to keep doing that so I can keep doing that.
Get them greens, baby. Get them greens. Eat your fats, your healthy fats, avocados, ghee, right? Get your greens, your I don't know, beans, tomatoes, potatoes, all that good stuff.
That was another thing that you was doing, like the green diet and the juicing and all that stuff. You still keep up with that?
Yes. So in the past, I was very adamant. I was like, nothing shall tarnish my body. Like, and I was very adamant about it. We'd go out, to a restaurant with friends, and I'd be like, you got anything organic? They're like, no. I was like, I'll have water. And everyone's like, you. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. and I understood that it was just, I wouldn't allow myself to be tarnished. And now, I realize that even that everything can be an addiction, and everything we can become attached to anything. And if I am anything, is this a person who is not attached to anything. So I spent about 5 years just like green juicing every single day religiously, and if I didn't get it, I would feel like I'm missing out and I'm gonna die. I was like, oh no, I didn't get my nutrients, I'm gonna die. And maybe like 6 months ago, I was like, you know what? I think I'm dependent on this health. Let me see if I can just walk away from it for a moment. And I stopped doing green juice. I still ate healthy. My taste hasn't changed that much. Salads, everything organic. I don't do anything non-organic. I don't need pesticides in my body inflaming me because I feel that shit.
Yeah.
And I survived. Surprise, right? I'm not dead. So I was like, I don't have to be so anal about this. If I do go out and eat with my friends for the social gathering or for the connection, I'm not gonna die. Just come home, take a poop, take a couple bitter melon pills. They help with digestion. They get all the things out, everything that's not supposed to be in there, and you feel good. And if not, the worst that happens right now is at least some pimples. I'm sure there's more damage inside, but again, I'm young, I'm vital, I exercise, I eat healthy. Any damage I do is reversed. Especially no alcohol, no drugs or nothing like that. Like I keep myself pretty clean. So I figured, you know what? If I do have a place where I should just let loose, let it be food. So, like the last couple of days, I have been getting my juice, but I've also just been devouring chocolate, bro. devouring it. My sister bought like $150 of chocolate, like Kinder eggs and just bags of like just I don't know. I'm like, all right, just devour it, man. Why not?
I can't even remember a time in my life ever, 38 years, that I've ever spent that much on chocolate.
Oh, what's that thing? Chef's chocolate balls. I've been eating those too.
Oh.
Chef chocolate balls. Watch South Park. South Park.
Yes.
Yes, all right. Yeah.
You know, I'm lying. I am lying to you. I have spent that much on chocolate. I've been doing that for the past 13 years with Miss B. Rob. So.
And that's why you're still married.
Yep, that's my chocolate.
We're getting sexy in here.
Yeah, hold on. I got the sexy music over here.
Okay. Let's get it on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Set the ambiance. All right, that's getting kind of creepy. Anyway, I was talking about your lovely mane of hair, way back when and whatnot. And you just finished talking about your attachment to things and maybe, you know, codependency, addiction, or whatever you want to call it. But you just, one day I was seeing you had this lovely mane. It was walking down the street and the wind was hitting it. It was just like flowing and golden sun rays was going through it and everything. And then the next day, poof, it was gone. I was like, what the fuck happened? So like, what was that whole process of just like one day, just I'm shaving my head?
It was just like that. Yeah. Just one day I'm like, hey, I'm just looking at myself. It's like, listen, I've been doing this for, I don't know, 5-6 years, just growing it out and just really, okay, so let's go back to the beginning. Initially, I decided to grow out my hair as a statement of freedom to myself. You know, we live a life where people always try to put in their 2 cents. They're like, hey, you should do this. You should go this way. You should try this out. And if you don't challenge that, people can start to mold you into something that you're not. And I got to a point where, I didn't question it. You know, I was young, especially when you're younger. You allow your parents, your friends to kind of gauge your progress and to just kind of, you know, use their expertise for yourself. And I got to a point where I was like, all right, I am not my own man, and I need to be my own man. So what is the first thing I do? I was like, I'm gonna grow out my hair. And God, as soon as I shared that with people, they're like, you have to cut it. You know, cut it. You're getting too long. No, that's going to look disgusting. You're stupid. I'm going to shoot. Okay, obviously they didn't get that far. But every day they continued to try to wear me down. I was like, no, I'm putting my foot down. This is what's going to happen. You're going to deal with it. So I grew it out. It became fabulous. Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Ladies loved it. I loved it. It was so fabulous. I didn't know I could be so cool. But I was. and then you know, it got to a point where I, you know, it became just a part of me. Like, here's Andrey with his lion mane, and I was like, all right, cool. And I got to a day and I thought, maybe I'm attached to this look again. Maybe I need to release myself from this past that I've been carrying with me for years, and just like, you know, I'm already a free man. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna go do whatever I want at any time until a wife comes along, and then I will consider her opinion. But until then, fuck y'all. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And I was playing with it. I recorded a video, and my sister, she hates change. She's like, she's in the room. She's like, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. I was like, and she just died. She literally died. We had a funeral. Just kidding.
And then you out there in your fresh soil, and then you put all the rocks that you saved on top.
Your lies, my sister, for not wanting a haircut. But honestly, after shaving it, because I don't think I've ever shaved my head, I had so much more respect for people with shaved heads, including you, Rob. Honestly, first of all, I chose February to do it. It was so fucking cold. No. It was so cold. I'm usually just like, hey, I'm cool, whatever. You know, I don't even have a jacket sometimes. I'm like, well, it's cool. I'll go outside. I'll be in the house, and I'll be like, what is this? I'm freezing. And what is this breeze that's just surrounding my baldness? And just, it's like it just kept going like this. And I was like, well, stop it. That's to wear a hat all the time.
Yeah, man, you telling me. It's just like, I love being cold rather than being hot, but it's just like my body temperature is all over the place, because once this thing get cold, everything starts getting cold. Once this thing get hot, everything start getting hot and everything. And man, I felt like I don't know how You remember the old cartoons or whatever, if you watched them or whatever, they used to have people in their nightwear. They had the long hats with the gown, and they had the little lamp and everything, and they're walking through the house with their candle and shit, trying to see. Dog, I found myself being that guy because I would get cold, and I would put my beanie on, and I'd just be walking around in my little shirt and my shorts and stuff, and I just like, well, I had my phone then because, you know, we don't have candle shits. Mm-hmm. But I'd just be walking around the house. It's like, I'm that dude in those old cartoons I used to watch. I had to have something on my head to go to sleep.
Honestly, that is the cutest thing I've ever heard. You should make a TikTok of that, and I would watch it. That sounds like a viral TikTok waiting to happen.
You bring up another interesting point. TikTok is fairly new to you, and it's fairly new to me as well. I have a TikTok account. I think it's 3R Show or some shit like that. But I don't make TikToks. I made the account so I can view TikToks and save the ones I like and whatnot. But you've been on there sharing and freaking putting your art stuff on there. Well, how has TikTok impacted you in these days of social distancing and all this other stuff?
I love that question. I am a huge TikTok fan and a huge TikTok advocate. When I got on there, like my students, they're like, hey, check this out. I never heard anything about TikTok until my kids just showed it to me. I was like, this is pretty neat. What is all this about? You know, and it made creative ventures fairly easy. You know, it personally, it opened up my mind and ideas about how to make videos and how transition can be rather simple. You know, up until that point, I thought in order to have a transition, you needed some fancy technology and you had to like, I don't know what you needed. I thought it was too complicated. But they're just like, all you do is just you're here and then stop the clip and then just fall in. And then boom, it's like you fell out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, that's magical. So I started using it, you know, just like, why not? I'm creative all the time. Why not use this creativity to spread the rest of the creativity so then people can get inspired? Mm-hmm. And I started playing with it, and I didn't want to like consume it for a while. It's like, it's too toxic or whatever I wanted to say. It's another thing to get addicted to. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. So I started watching it, and God, the community of people on TikTok is so wholesome and so just creative driven that it shadows every other social media, in my opinion. Because the goal of TikTok is to show your talent, to show your authenticity. It's like, here's what I am. Here's who I am. Yeah, there's trends, but those trends involve, hey, here's me dancing. When was the last time a man was allowed to dance, right? Socially speaking, right? A man can only do the waltz, and he has to be straight, and he has to lead, and, you know, and it's this structured shit. But like moving and gyrating, right? It's considered not manly. But you'll go on TikTok, you see women doing it, you see men doing it, and that on its own, not even a video, the fact that more people are moving their bodies and expressing themselves to themselves and the world is doing so much positivity in their mental health, in their well-being. So because for me, that's all that shifted my life. It's the ability to express myself and not get stuck in those emotions. And I think TikTok is doing just that. It's like, hey, here's a reason to do it, and you can get famous if you want. You know, there's always a little thing. It's like, hey, chase the carrot. But the gold is the fact that you're already doing it and sharing with the people. And I just love that. I want everybody on there. And on the side note, as a marketer and a podcaster and whatever else I do, TikTok is so amazing because, again, there's so much content, and there's so much content, and it's so good. If you sit there and watch it, chances are somebody else that might be using it or might not even be using TikTok, they're not going to see that content. So you reshare it to them. People are engaged with your, you know, brand, whatever it is, because you're giving valuable information to your audience. And you don't have to make it. You're just like, oh, TikTok, that relates to my audience, you know, like for you, WWE. Take that, share that. They have that. It's still on brand, but you did what? You just entertained yourself and then shared it. And it makes our job so much easier. So it's like, it's a win-win for everybody, honestly.
Yes, that's very valid points. Very, very, very valid points. So what I enjoyed the most about TikTok, you know, from discovering it and everything and sharing these things with my wife to the point to where she got her own TikTok so she can watch some of the videos and stuff. Penny is a dog on there. I think it's a bulldog or whatever. And the guy be pantomiming for the dog or whatever. So he'd be talking in the dog's voice or whatever, and it's just hilarious. And me and my wife would lay up in the bed and we'd just be watching TikTok and scrolling through all the Penny videos. Or we'll get home from work, be like, "Hey, you see the new Penny video?" She's like, no, show it to me. And like we watching Penny, and the dog be on there like, no, and all kind of crazy shit. So yes, there is value there. And it was almost like I missed out on Vine, if you remember what that was. I
missed out too.
Yeah, I know people that came from it as far as comedians and certain people, but I never downloaded the app. I never went to the app to view any of the content and everything. And by the time I did really get interested in it, it was gone. They didn't shut it down. And then TikTok came around, which was, I believe, once an app called Musical.ly. Mm-hmm. Then it transitioned into TikTok and whatnot. So, yeah, TikTok is a useful tool. I haven't warmed myself up to be doing any of the crazy stuff that I've seen on there. But what I like to do on that app is kind of deceiving, because you can use other people's audio from their content to make your content. So what I always find myself doing, if I see somebody doing a video, I'm looking to see if the lips match up with the audio. And then I go down in the corner and I press the little button down there to see if it was actually them who originated the video, because it'll show you the original video that the audio came from if it was made in TikTok. So I'm like, I'm an investigator and shit. I'm just like, I need to see if this content is really you or you just copying people. Goddamn copywriter and shit. Plagiarism. So I'll just be in there, Carmen Sandiego and shit up.
Nice. TikTok investigator. Honestly, I don't know if that job is available, but I think you just created it and you're the CEO of it, and I will pay you heftily, sir. Continue your investigation.
Very, very well. You was talking about going through your little music circuit and with your fair and everything, and having the hair. If you go to randomrob.com and you go to the guest page where I have a picture of every guest that's been on the show that have a available picture, and I think the picture of you that I have on there is you were at one of the fairs. You had your long hair and you had a spoon in your mouth and you just staring at. So.
Oh, that's a beautiful freeze frame.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for my computer to catch up to you.
It's okay. That was a lovely picture that you've chose. Honestly, I really enjoyed that. That one was in London, and I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty sexy. Silver spoon in my mouth, What does that say? Isn't that a thing? That's a saying, right? You're born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Yes.
So that's a thing.
I guess it is.
I don't know.
There was a time, I think, it was shortly after you shaved your head and everything. I think I got in touch with you and I asked you, I was like, yo, man, why you shave your head? I'm pretty sure the same question that came from everybody else. But I think at that time, you told me some of your reasons behind it, but you was also entertaining the idea of going into the military at one point.
Oh, yes, I was. Okay, thank you for reminding me. So yeah, that was another aspect. It was like, okay, if I am going to go to the military, I'm going to have to shave my head. And if my head is the thing that's stopping me from going to the military, I'm going to just fucking do it now, get it over with, so I don't have that obstacle. So thank you for reminding me. These are the things that leave, and they never come back. So I was looking into getting into the National Guard to, I don't know, to get a change of scenery. This is still when I was a teacher at in Auburn and as a substitute, and man, I just got sick of it, honestly. Like, I love kids, but most of my day was spent in just disciplining, which is fine. Like, that's where I thrive. If I see an idea in your head that you are operating under, and I understand where that idea is going to lead, and if it's my job to teach you to be a better human being, I'd be like, yo, see this thought process that you have? This shit's going to get you killed, in jail, or whatever else, just whatever turmoil that you can think of. It's like, it's going to get you there. And man, do you think they care? No. I mean, some of them did, but I was wasting my breath. I was wasting my skills. I was wasting my talents. Like, I have so much knowledge too, like about literally every subject. I was classically trained in the university about biology and the sciences and the physics, and then me as an individual, like I've dove into so much creative aspects that I was sitting there being unused. These kids are sitting there on their phones. They're like, "Oh, it's a substitute. Go fuck yourself." I was like, "Bro, do you even know Do you even know I could change your life like that if you just had an inch of passion, an inch of dedication? I could transform your fucking life. But do you care? No. You see a dude just sitting there getting a paycheck for watching kids. Well, I got tired of it. So I was like, I need to change the pace. I need to change the scenery. And what's the best thing, at least for Andrey Psyche? Well, I like extremes. Let's go from normal life to the other end, which is military.
Yeah.
At least at that point.
Very.
So I got, right? And I've always enjoyed that idea because, I push myself very deep, very hard with personal discipline and, exercising. And there's this limit in my mind that I always find and, try to go beyond that because that's where true growth happens. And, just my understanding of the military would have been, they're going to try to break you and they're going to try to make a man of I don't know, leadership, a man of discipline, somebody who can be collaborative in his community, depend on teamwork, on friendships, all that stuff. And I'm like, these are all the things that honestly already come inherent to me. I think I would enjoy this environment and build a camaraderie with other individuals. And then when I was having my interview and I tell him all these things, he's like, honestly, since you're like 28 and you have leadership experience, you're going to be put in charge of other 18-year-olds that need discipline. And I'm just like, fuck this. That's what I'm trying to get rid of. So I was like, thanks, but no thanks. And I just walked away. So it's still in the back of my mind, but it's not prevalent anymore. I'm taking my direction elsewhere to people that want it, that direction and that growth. That's why I went full freelance, and I'm doing coaching calls and training calls and things of that nature for people who just want to better themselves. And at least at that point, they come to me and they're like, please teach me. And I was like, yes, I will. Thank you for listening.
Oh, man. That's amazing. It is just like, and I know the frustrations that you have with trying to give somebody the knowledge that you possess. Because, one, I have 3 kids. So, that's just an internal struggle in my own little bubble and whatnot. And then, the last years that I was in the military, I was in a teaching position. I had to teach people the job that I'd done in the military. So most of those kids are coming right out of boot camp. So they're 18 and 19 years old and all kind of stuff. And, we get the curriculum, battered into them, like discipline, learn, here's what you're going to do these things. And, we don't have a problem with that. But what I lacked, me personally, when I joined the military, was somebody telling me the outsides of what could happen. Like, you got your 9 to 5. That's a given. You're going to go here. You're going to do the same thing just about every day. You don't have to worry about what to wear because you wear a uniform. You wear the same shit every day. So it was like, don't go to this car dealership because they're going to charge you 23% APR on a goddamn piece of shit car. Or, this is how you open up a bank account. And something outside of the level that my parents taught me already, because they set me up to make that walk out the door and, be my own man. But, being on the other side is just like, okay, they taught me how to do this, but we never had this conversation about paying taxes or damn, how to get insurance or a light bill, where to go to get my tags for my new car. And, we never really had those conversations because my parents gave me a car, which all that shit already taken care of, So when it came down to me being away from home, being independent and getting another car later on, I was like, who the fuck I talked to about this? Mom? And they can't help me because at this point I'm in North Carolina and they 18 hours away in Louisiana. So like, how the fuck, so you got to learn how to do it yourself. So that was some of the things that I enjoyed doing, outside of the curriculum, thinking and preparing them for, what would be their life as an adult, pretty much going forward. My main concern was, because it happened to me, but, I don't regret anything that I've ever done because I love where I am now. So if I changed too much of what I did in the past, it would have veered me off somewhere else that I may have not as liked as much as where I am now. So I give that to them. So like, hey, I was 18 years old, graduated high school, but I got a girl pregnant. And while she was pregnant, I joined the military. So I missed the pregnancy. So that
Mhm.
that created animosity between us. And then I missed the birth. And then I had to go back because of the military. And then 9/11 happened. So I got knocked up again because I thought I was going to die and I wanted a son. And then I had to leave again to go do training, which I missed out on that pregnancy because of that. And then, it's just all those different things that I tell them that. And, all kind of, just hardships because some of them may have not been brought up in an environment to where they were lucky enough to have a mom and dad like I did. Mm-hmm. So, they coming from a whole different world. So I'm just like, and I always preface it with like, okay, this may not happen to you, but I want you to be aware of it in case you ever find yourself in the vicinity of this problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not wishing none of this on y'all, but I'm just letting you know it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just like to share that with them because they're just going to try to get them through the system. All right. Hey, boot camp, drill. Basic, this. All right. Now get the hell out of here. All right. The next stage, basic. Here, get the hell out of here. All right. This the last level. Basic. Get the hell out of here. And then you get to your unit and you're like, okay, this is more than the basic that they was drilling into me these other 3 places. So what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Yeah. That's exactly it. And that's how it was in public school as well. It's like, here's the curriculum, you learn it, get out, right? And it's the same thing. It's like the same thing as you're talking about, alternative lifestyles. You're getting drilled from every direction. Go to school, get a degree, get a job, get a family, fucking die, Yeah. And we're getting that from A to Z, from every direction. But who's talking about being a podcaster? Who's talking about being an artist, a freelancer, an entrepreneur? Who's talking about any of these things, right? A musician? Fucking nobody. So It's like, especially in school, that's why I'd come in and I'd be like, listen, yeah, you can do this. And if it's your passion, please follow it deeply, strongly until the end. Like, see it through. But if you're not sure, like, don't be so quick to decide and just play around. What are the things that you're enjoying? What are the things that make your heart sing, What are the things that you can wake up and be like, man, I want to do that. And sometimes I'd find those people just in art class doodling. And I was like, this is the shit. I was like, fuck yeah, this is the shit. And other times I'd find it, in geography. Somebody's like, this is the shit. I was like, fuck yeah, you found your shit. Good job, man. But and that was the thing. I was just try to challenge their preconceived notions on life. It's like, you're too young to even have an idea of what it is. It's so wide and unknowable. It's like, don't jump into like the patterns that have been laid before you. Sit down. Maybe not even think about it. Just explore and just go toward that direction that's just really pulling you. And like, no one's stopping you. You're the only one that's stopping you. So like, I admire that you were doing that in the military for so many other kids and I don't know, maybe adults too. I don't know how old people are there. It's one of the best things that we can do in life is just set people free. I think that is our duty. Once you've attained a certain level of freedom or sovereignty, you can't get more. You're already what you are. Give that freedom to other people to see what they're going to be doing with their lives. Yeah. Maybe they're going to be the next Einstein.
Yeah. And then you talk about preconceived notions. So, I got trapped in it at a young age because, I feel like I was the rarity for my neighborhood to have both mother and father. So I always grew up in that environment. And then a lot of, relatives in my family are military people. So I grew up in that environment, go and visit them, at their duty stations or stay in the summer here and there on different bases and whatnot, seeing what that lifestyle was like. And I was just like, I want that, and it's an idea that get implanted into your head when you're around something so much. It influences you so much and you see the good in it. But, I was a kid dealing in the, the things of adults because my siblings are way older than me. So I only saw the good side because I was a kid. You're not supposed to argue in front of your kids and everything. So, to a child in those situations, everything seemed hunky-dory. But, now my brothers that have been in the military or whatever are divorced on second marriages and, kids with other women and all kind of stuff. So, what I perceived as a child was awesome hunky-dory. To come up to find out later that it was all kind of problems. And then I I got stuck so much with this idea in my head for so long. It's like whenever I had the opportunity to put myself in that situation, I knocked somebody up at 18, and then, the snowball effect from there, because I was chasing a dream, an idea for so damn long that, I didn't make rational decisions because I was only seeing that idea. I was like, all right, this is what's going to happen. All right, I got her pregnant. But really, I wanted to marry her first, then get her pregnant, but then it was like stupid shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the preconceived notions, like with my kids, I always told them from a young age, I say, it's going to come a point in time to where you're going to have to leave this house. And I'm not saying that you have to go to college. I'm not saying that you have to go to the military. I mean, you can just go find you a job and be content if that's what you desire, but you're going to have to find something to do because you ain't going to stay here. You got to get the fuck out. But my son seemed like he going toward the path of military and everything. But, I always constantly tell him, I was like, don't do it because I did it. Don't do it because your grandfather did it or whatever, or your uncles and all them. Do it because it's something that you want to do. And I constantly tell him that. And then I see his lifestyle because I live with him. I mean, it's my boy. So it's just like I can see him in my mind later on just having a job that he enjoys and just living a minimalistic lifestyle, because this dude don't ask me for shit. If he had his way, he would just chill out, watch TV, play video games. If he had a job, go to work, come home, just start the cycle all over again. But at the same time, that reminds me so much of the military. I mean, you wouldn't think so, because that's what it was for me. I got up in the morning, I exercised or did whatever, the morning task before I went to work every day, did the same shit basically, wore the same shit basically, which is not too different from what I'm just describing, what I can see him doing. So, I mean, there's a duality there. It's just like, I can see him not doing it and having a great lifestyle, and I can see him doing it and, just being okay in this lifestyle because he do the same shit anyway, So it's weird. And then
you're an amazing parent, just from a side perspective. The fact that you're saying such amazing things to your kids, and you have been since the beginning, and you're giving them so much freedom and just leading them to become their own individuals instead of, a lot of people try to make their kids themselves. And the fact that you're doing that, they are so lucky, and I love you 100 times more. Yeah. Just for hearing that last piece. Like, thank you, truly.
I mean, what I tell them is just like, because me and their mom not together, the older two.
Mm-hmm.
That's from the first marriage, and then I got the young one here with my wife currently. You tell them all the time, it's just like, don't be like us. Just be you, and try to be the best human being that you can be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's okay to take some of the good things that we give you, but don't try to be the total complete person. If I'm being an asshole, which I know I can be, don't pick that up. Just go, find something else. Because I mean, I'm cussing and just like, motherfucker, why your towel over here in the corner and shit? Go put that in the laundry room. Like, don't take that with you. Just know that you can't leave wet towels on the carpet in your bedroom. Just take that with you. Don't take the cussing with you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just like, because like right now, preconceived notions, the 9-year-old loves school. And she already talking about, when I grow up, I'm going to be a teacher in elementary, and I'm going to get married in my backyard. I was like,
oh, that's so cute.
I was like, please don't. I mean, that's good, but like, just go play Nintendo Switch right now.
She's 9, yeah. Like,
yeah, we don't need to have this conversation right now.
That's so cute, though. A teacher and get married in her backyard. That sounds really wholesome, honestly. It just sounds wholesome. Nothing too fancy. Nothing like, I want to do it in a space station and I don't know, whatever. It's just like small, minimalistic again, and that's cute. The question for you, did you get to see that pregnancy and that birth?
That was the only one that I was there through and through. So conception, the whole pregnancy, and the birth. So
I'm glad you're there during the conception. That's an important part.
Yeah, there we go. But it was stages, because I got 3 kids. So the first one, I knocked her up. I wasn't there, and I missed the birth. The second one, I knocked her up. I wasn't there, but I got to see my son being born.
Mm.
In the third one, I knocked up, and I was there the whole time, and I got to see the birth. So it was different levels all 3 times.
Mm. Mm. Leveling up each time, yo. Experience gained, bam, final form, Rob.
Yeah, that's the final form because they have the more goddamn kids.
Okay, I was gonna say unless there's another one, who knows?
No.
And it's like, no, don't even say that. Burn some sage. Release that from the air.
Oh, yeah, you bring that up. My wife just did that a few days ago. Burn some sage up in here.
There you go. She's trying to clear the energy, which I believe that, especially through the microphone. There's a lot of things happening, and you wanna protect stuff on all fronts. You know, it is what it is.
Speaking of microphone, look at yours. I mean, it's just festively decorated in your style and whatnot. I mean, what possessed you to do that to your mic cover?
All right, to be honest with you. So I've been using my other microphone for a while, the microphone they use for recording and for music, and it's really high quality, but you still have to be really close to it, and it takes up the whole face, right? So I tried to just put it on the side and talk to it from here, but then I'd pick up a lot of room noise and then editing. You know how that goes. So I was like, okay, let's try to avoid that. Bring back this microphone. Haven't used this thing in maybe a year, honestly. Yeah. So the cover was faded, the color faded, and I was like, I don't like how that looks. Let's make it art. So I just took some gold paint, sprayed it on there, bam, gold and blue, It looks hot.
So I don't like that shit.
Yeah. I dried it before this. Honestly, like I did this today. Like before this, I was like, I need to spice this up a little bit. For Rob, I want Rob to think I'm cool. So I was like, I'm gonna do this, and then put it on there.
I'll forever think that you're cool. So don't ever have any doubt in your mind about that.
Thank you, Rob. I love you too.
Yeah. So like I said, the constant with you that I've always perceived since I met you is just the art. So has there been an evolution in your art and everything as you've been trying some different concepts, some different techniques, finding different paints or whatnot?
Oh yeah. So let's see. To put it conceptually first, you ever play like what's it called, like an RPG, role-playing game? Yeah, an RPG, right? You got this character and he's got skills. He's got this battle axe power, and then he's got magic power, and he's got sleuthing power or whatever, dexterity. And you could sit there and when you create your characters, like I want him to have 20 dexterity and 10 sleuthing and 60 sex appeal. You know what I mean? So the way I approach at least my life and my skills.
Talk about that. I mean, you got the short hair now, then you got the mustache. You got these big aviator shades on. Oh shit.
I'm a freak, baby. So side note on this look. I was doing a comedy stand-up show. I was hosting a comedy stand-up show for Valentine's Day, and I was like, all right, how could I be like, because I was hosting it, so I was like, how could I be like a host, scream sex, maybe to a bad point, and just really own it. And this was it. And I was like, I really like this. I'm gonna stick to this for a while. So here I am. All freaking 70s porn stash, just ready to do some sex, man. Let's do it. If you're listening on the podcast, you're not watching this, I would highly suggest finding a live stream and looking at my face. Okay. And so back to the story. So I'm sitting here fiddling with the knobs of my creativity. So my approach is, here's art. Let's push it up a little bit. And then instead of maxing it out and just like really mastering it, because I get bored really easily that way because it's too monotonous in my mind. So I'll push up painting a little bit, and I was like, ooh, let's take music and push it up to that same spot. Ooh, and then I keep pushing that with every single one of my expressions or just skills or talents or whatever. So then they're pretty even, and then I was like, oh, but this one taught me more about this one, so I'm going to push this one up a little bit, and then the cycle continues until I gradually just increase as a whole being instead of being just really good at one thing. Jack of all trades kind of thing.
Yes.
So as with the painting, obviously it evolved in many ways in the sense that I started just splatter paint, Jackson Pollock, abstract expressionism, take paint, stick my hands in the bucket, just drink the paint. Just kidding, don't drink paint, that'll kill you. And then throw it on the canvas. And then finding, I don't know, ideas in the paint and finding interesting concepts in the paint, almost like Freud and Carl Jung. Just kind of read the subconscious, use the painting as a mirror to my soul. And I carried that concept throughout everything. Use that for music, just diddly-dee, play some guitar, add some vocals to it. And lately, what I've been noticing is I've moved away from physically painting to do more digital art, because at that point it's everything's right here. I can create concepts, and if I wanted to, I take it digitally, I put it up, and then I can use the digital concept to create something live. Mm-hmm. So I've been seeing a lot of intermingling between my skills, where before I wanted to keep them pure, like before, even in my diet and in my lifestyle, and now I'm just allowing all the things to just kind of coalesce into one thing and let them get dirty and nasty, and whatever dirty baby comes out of that, I want to love that baby. I want to love it as it was my own, because it is my own, and I will raise it to be a full-fledged human. So now, just acting and storytelling, that's been the greatest one, because that's been a part of everything. Visual storytelling, right? Music. What am I trying to say? What is the vision? What is the mission behind it? How can I express it? I love talking, as you can see. So I was like, all right, my latest one is like I said, the coaching and the training and the podcasts and being involved in the community and really making that bond with people.
Making that dirty art baby.
Dirty art baby, truly. I found out, last thing, and then I want to, I found out that more recently, it's been at the forefront of my mind. If you want to be a good artist, right? You create to a point of understanding what creation truly is, and then take responsibility for your own life and create and make your life the masterpiece, or use your creative skills to turn your life into the art. So then you can start changing things instead of colors or hues or gradients. You can start saying, all right, what do I want my life to be, and how do I want to structure it? And this can go as far and wide as into government, into politics, into world domination kind of thing, right? This is my life. How do I want to experience it? So I've been diving more into the psychology of things and relationships, because that is the biggest thing that, honestly, even regular arts for, music, paintings, is to make somebody feel something. Well, I can fucking do that in many ways. So now let's kick it up a notch and see how we can, bring something beautiful to everybody. Yeah. Somehow, I don't know.
So I mean, you have your art, you have your music, you have your paintings and everything like that. You also journeyed off into the literary world as well. I mean, you had a couple of books that you put out as well, right?
Yep, 2 books. Expedition of the Psyche, which one is philosophy in nature, where I break it down. Just I guess my understandings of life and what got me to this sort of thinking, to this sort of individual. And just very frankly, just state, here's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. Just kind of maybe capture my rational process of how something influenced me to get somewhere else, which I'm hoping other people can connect. And if they're having similar problems or just want to grow in a way, that would be useful for them. And then the second book is Space Between the Crests and Shadows, and that one is it's more of a poetry book, a more like mysticism poetry. I'm a mystic. I love the freaky in the world, and I love the unexplained. So I've been diving. I've been living there.
Yeah.
and for the poetry book, I just took a moment of my life, whatever it was, whatever inspired me, and I tried to capture it visually and emotionally through poetry, and just really paint a picture that someone can feel and just live through that and just connect either that pain or that love or that expression. And I feel like if you can hold on to that emotion and just feel it up front in your heart, you can start molding it and playing with it and turn it into something that into something, whatever, it's something that you want to play with it,
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been enjoying it. I know I want to do some more writing, but I don't know, maybe a screenplay, a musical. I want to write a musical.
Yeah, I mean, this seems about right. Now, you talk about doing musicals and having some stage time and whatnot. How do you feel that your writing has helped you when you've done your comedy specials and your improv and all the other stuff that you've been doing on stage?
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, I felt like the right step to bring me to that spot, because again, to have been a writer, you need to understand the writing process and what's being said and what's being expressed, so that when you're actually acting somebody else's writing, you can easier get into the script and then embody the character that they're portraying, as well as being a performer and a musician. You have to go outside of yourself and just really be comfortable in your skin and doing wacky, crazy things. And that's what acting it was. Like my first acting gig was Rocky Horror Show. Never seen it before, never even heard of it before. All right, get on stage in your underwear. I was like, you got it, man. You got it.
I would have did this anyway.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, this is my normal day-to-day life. You don't have to pay me or nothing. So, which funny fact, I did some nude modeling just for the fuck of it,
Yes.
And I went in there, took everything off, and I'm standing there all naked. And honestly, the feeling of playing music in front of a crowd, original music, is much more vulnerable than just standing there in the middle of the stage with your goodies out. Like, truly. So if you're a musician and you're trying to find some work, just take your clothes off. It's so easy. It's way easier. Way easier.
Yeah, you're not gonna understand that because that's something that you cultivated, and it's something that it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, anybody fuck around here. I mean, if you seen one dick, you seen them all. I mean, ain't nothing special about it or whatnot, unless you got damn dirt diggler and shit. You got a lasso, you trying to knock lamps off a nightstand and shit. But
I've seen some big dicks, honestly. Like, the porn is crazy. I like it's insane. It's like, usually it's normal, and then you see a really big one. You're like, whoa, how do you manage that? Like, I'm concerned for your health. Are you getting enough blood flow in your brain? Because that thing is fucking an anaconda.
Yeah, I mean, we can't be taboo about these things or whatever. Because I mean, I've watched plenty of porn myself, but it's just like, do they make underwear that that can cover all that? It's just like you just walking around, you got friction burns from your jeans, and you can't even. And there's some points where you can't even wear some shorts if you rocking like that. So it's just like,
kilts, bro. You gotta wear a kilt at that point.
I mean, it's your curse as well because you live in one of these hotter climate places or whatever. You gotta wear pants all the time. It's just like you have a hot dick and hot knees and shit. Just.
Oh, this is so funny. So Pornhub Premium's free, and everybody know that, right?
You get a Pornhub Premium free for 30 days, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. Thank you, coronavirus, for giving us free porn. I haven't signed up, but doesn't mean you shouldn't.
Yes. Yes. If you use promo code 3R.
Yeah. Hey, we should call them up. Be like, hey, Pornhub, we talk about you all the time. Just give us a promo code.
I'm not gonna lie. I did send them to their contact us page, and I did send them an email about sponsorship. So I mean, I tried. The worst they can tell you is no. So
exactly.
I employ everybody to take their shot. If you got a sponsor that you're eyeing down and whatnot, just send them a well-crafted email. Be like, hey, I'm looking to do this. I'll do this for you. This is what I got. And there's only three things. One, they reply and say yes. Two, they reply and say no, or they just don't say shit. So we like saying no. So I mean, at least you tried.
Exactly. No, I completely agree 100%. And it's so simple. I hear so many podcasters or so many just creators. How do I get a sponsor? How do I get money from my art? It's like, bro, have you tried just calling them? Like, there's no script to this. There's no rules to this. Be like, hey, here's the kind of value I can provide you, and I would like to get compensated for it. You cool with that? And sometimes, like you said, no, yes, maybe. And that's it. Or have you got into affiliate marketing? Have you gotten to just selling from Amazon or something?
Yeah, I got my affiliate links on that. I got affiliate links for Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. I got affiliate links for Poddex, and then I got my promo code random for BlueChew.com. if anybody's interested.
Heck yeah.
I mean, especially with the coronavirus. If you quarantine with your significant other or whatever, I mean, that's prime time to make some corona babies, you know? So, but yeah, it's just people ask me, they DM me and be like, hey, man, I mean, how'd you get in touch with? I just like, I asked. I sent them an email and said, what's up? And it was like, all right. And I was like, cool. All right.
Like, that's exactly it. Like, you don't need anybody's permission to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I felt so awkward one time because, like, I went to a convention in New Jersey. What was that? The J1 Con, and we were on a panel. You know, just a whole bunch of different podcast creators and everything. It's just like a whole panel of us up there. And one of the questions from the audience was, you know, how do you go about sponsorship? And I felt awkward because everybody was going down the line. Oh yeah, we got an affiliate with this guy, and you know he made a special brand shirt, and we did this for him, and this and this. And it's like I did a promo pack, a media pack, and I did this and this and this and this. And everybody was just like all these different answers or whatever. And they got to me, and I was just like, you know, like honestly, I just asked. It was just like I didn't do none of this special shit. I just like I sent them an email. I was like, hey, what's up? What's happening, baby? And they was just like, okay. I was like, yeah, I did it.
That's it. I think we try to like make things so much harder than they have to be, honestly. And that, I think that's just human nature. Just I don't know. We've been taught, again, going back to the beginning, to always look for authority and ask for permission when all the permission and authority is right here. Like you are it. Yeah. And that when that hit me, I was like, oh, snap. That's when you called me during my impromptu like West Coast tour. I realized I don't need anybody's permission to take my music on the road, perform to people that are wanting to hear it, and it worked out fine. Like no planning at all. Like my friends, like you know, musicians for years, they'll sit there and they'll plan it and they'll plan a route and then you got to be here then and that the other thing. I just literally was like, all right, I'm gonna hit the road August 1st, and I hit the road. First date, landed into a show. Second day, landed into a show. Have a trip, and that continued to happen every other day. I drive, see something pretty, go somewhere else, go to a place. Oh, you play music? Go play it here. Here's $100. We'll feed you. It's like this is really nice. This is really nice.
Yeah. And I mean, shit, I kind of got lost in what you was talking about, but it was like, oh yeah, here it is. My homeboy right now, dude that I was in the military with, he got out, and now he has produced his own brand of ammunition for pistols and whatnot, Black Rambo ammo, and he's having a trouble with his bank, I guess, or the people that do the credit card information for his website, because he has a professional website that he was going to sell the ammo through, you know, directly from him. But I guess the institution or whatever finance people was giving them shit about the credit cards transactions. So what he did, just like how you did with your music, he threw all that shit in the trunk and he went from gun shop to gun store and, you know, people that he knew that sold arms and munitions. He's like, hey, man, buy it from your boy. And he was going around selling them wholesale. He was going to the little different gun shows, selling them at the booth, doing it all himself. He's like, fuck the credit card people. They get to me when they get to me. But right now I'm going to make this money. And he done sold half of his initial shipment already. And he's getting another half in now, doing it all on his own.
It's beautiful. Like, and I respect that so much because, like, yeah, don't ask for anything. Just go and do it. Just make your own. You are the maker of your own destiny, and that is a perfect example. It's like, okay, somebody's telling me I can't. Are they somebody who I want to care about or their opinion? No, fuck them. Let's find another way around. You know, like the simplest example is I was again today working in the yard. I had to drag this huge metal thing for a fire pit. I'm not that strong. You know, sure I could bench some things or curl some things, but like I can't pick up this huge wheel of iron. So I was like, oh, what are you going to do? Fucking, okay, you roll it. That's it. Use your brain. Use your brain. You don't have to muscle through everything. Use your brain. That's got to be the biggest muscle in your body, right here. Mm-hmm. And I know, everybody's like, your brain's not a muscle. Well, fuck you. Shut up.
Yeah. but that big meaty horse cock is.
Oh,
oh, I got the button over. shit.
Oh, God damn it. You know, Rob? You haven't even said goddamn. Like, you always used to say goddamn all the time, and you haven't said it once.
I know I'm evolving.
You're evolving.
Fuck it though. Can't let that one go.
I've been bringing it back. I was like, you know what? Because I lived like, almost like a secular lifestyle, just like a monk, honestly, for such a long time. And then I was like, is this serving me? I was like, in a way it is, but at the same time, I feel like I'm putting myself up to a expectation that isn't bringing that much to me or the world. It's like, I'm just gonna integrate my funny self, my dirty self, my good, loving self, and just like all of these things back into a unified individual. So now I'm just like, fuck it, and shit. But before, I wouldn't have said any of those words because I didn't want to.
I say you're becoming Captain Planet right now. It's just like the art, the writing, the music, the goddamn, just the earthly knowledge of being self-aware of health and veganist things and whatnot, and put them all together and like, go planet.
Hey, I eat that meat, baby. I mean, I don't eat that much, but I eat that meat. I was vegan for like 6 months, and I was like, is this worth it? Nah.
Well, what I found myself doing is just a lot of those places that I would go to, more often back then, like fast food places and whatnot. I started to trim down on some of them, so like I don't go to McDonald's anymore, and like if I do go to Burger King, I find myself getting the Impossible Whopper all the time. Just the veggie burger. This shit is delicious. I get them shits all the time instead of like the big ass Whopper and all that other stuff. And then I find myself what it really started from. It was when I was still in. I had a physical, and it was like, your cholesterol kind of high. You need to change your diet. And I was just like, all right, cool. So Jimmy John's. I've never been to Jimmy John's, and this particular place is just like, they had a Jimmy John's. What the fuck is this? I get a Jimmy John's. So I'm looking at the menu. It was a number 6, and it was called the veggie. It was just all veggie, just the provolone, cucumber, tomato, onion, I'm about to say guacamole, avocado, which is the same shit, but and I was like, well, fuck it, let me try that. And I tried it, and I loved it. And anytime I get Jimmy John's, I always get a number 6. So from there, I was like, if this is good at Jimmy John's, what they got at these other places? So I found Schlotsky's Deli not too long ago, and they got a good freaking vegetarian sandwich. And just I go to Zaxby's, which is a chicken place, kind of like Chick-fil-A, but Southern style. And they got like big Cobb salads and everything. And I was like, these shits is delicious. What the hell I was doing before? So I look for more often now.
I completely agree, especially in restaurants, because you don't know the quality of anything that they're serving you, honestly. But when you do buy vegan or vegetarian, usually it is of a higher quality ingredient. So I was like, same thing at restaurants. I was like, all right, let me see what you got. You got vegetarian, vegan options. Hit me up with that. Because you can't be too healthy. There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
Man, I tell you what, my last deployment, I went to Afghanistan, and we were in the chow hall. And I'm just going through the little assembly line. I got my little tray, and I'm just next, and seeing on the little placard, eggplant parmesan. I was like, I've heard of this, but I've never had it. And I put it on the plate, and I had it, and it was delicious. And what was so crazy about this, it was so damn good that every time they had it there in the mess hall in Afghanistan, I would always get it every time I seen it. Now, I'm back in the States. I was like, baby, we need to try some eggplant parmesan. And we went somewhere, and they had eggplant parmesan on the menu, and I ate it, and it was not good. And I was like, damn it, go back to Afghanistan and get some egg. But I mean, I tried it different places here since then, and I found some good ones, but it wasn't as good as that one was over there, and I can't understand it. I said, what did they do?
Maybe it was that first experience thing, like a first love. That you experience it for the first time, and you're like, oh, nothing will ever reach its greatness. Or maybe it's time to have Mr. Psyche come to your house, and we should cook together and make some egg parm that's going to be the best in the world.
Man,
that's also a possibility.
Yeah, I'm, no lie, man. I'm gonna be low with this one because I've been trying to get to Seattle for a long, long, long time. I mean, this was before you, but now that I know you and you're out that way, that is more of an incentive because of that. But like, my wife loves Bruce Lee, and he's buried out there, and she don't even know that. So
I didn't know that either.
you live there, motherfucker. But anyway, like I said, you in your own isolated bubble. It's just you think of things different. But she doesn't know he's out there. She think he buried in China somewhere. So anytime we sit down and just where do you want to take a trip to one day? And I'm like, Seattle. That's the first thing fly in my mouth, Seattle. And she think it's because there's TV shows that we watch that's filmed out there. And I'm like, want to go see the places from shows that we love to see. And then I told her you were out there and stuff like that. So she know because of those things that I want to go there, but she don't know because of that. So I just want to go there and be like, hey, we can go see Andre. We can go to Walmart. And then, surprise, let's go on a haunted funeral parlor tour. And then I take her to the spot and be like, oh, and she'd be like, and she's going to cry.
Honestly, that's the best time to re-propose to her in that graveyard. It'd be the most romantic thing in the world.
I mean, it would be in the circumstance with like her and a fandom, but like just thinking about it out loud as you said it out loud, I was like, ew.
Baby, I've loved you for so long. I want to renew our vows on top of this grave of Bruce Lee. That's hot, bro.
I don't know.
I would do it. I mean, you don't have to. I'll do it.
I mean, it is time. It's almost time for a re-up too. I need to upgrade her, so that might be a possibility. Hopefully, things fall into place to make this happen. What's been funny though? Not really funny because it pisses me off at the same time. With the pandemic going on and all this other crap, flights have been cheap as shit. So I just out of curiosity, one day I was sitting around, I was bored as hell, and I looked up a 4-night stay in Los Angeles from Houston, Texas to fly to Los Angeles. So 4-night stay in a hotel was $435. And I did a bundle on Expedia. So check this out. All right. This is 4 nights, Los Angeles, hotel, $436 and 100% off your flight.
Okay, that's cool.
It's crazy.
100% off. It's a free flight. You just fly for the hotel.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I should have did it, but I had other things going on, and I don't want to never pull the trigger on something that'll put me in a bind later. But I wanted to do it so bad because it's like, when am I gonna fly to Los Angeles for 4 nights with a free plane ticket in a hotel? I was like, man. But I say that to say this. I looked up other places, $132 round trip to all these different places. I look up Seattle, still a goddamn $1,000 for 2 people. I was like, what the fuck? I said, what are you doing?
Not that cool.
I said, from what I perceive, it's raining and it's dark, dumping glory all the time.
They're trying to keep you away. They're trying to keep us apart, Rob. They're trying to keep us apart, and we won't let it happen. Never.
No, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Mark my words. Damn it. Damn.
Let me get a pencil. I'm gonna mark them. I'm gonna mark them on my wall. Marking.
Be like, damn you, Corona. Yeah, let's get the boo for the Corona. Let's get a clap for the Psyche though. It's extended. It's still going. And you get a horn again.
Surprise!
Can we also get a clap? Ooh, I like him. I like that one. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, but
I want to clap for you. Can we clap for you? I want to clap for you. Oh, I love you so much. You need a clap. You need all the claps.
I don't want the clap though. I've had that once upon a time, and it was not.
Me too.
It sucks so bad. But I mean, it was fortunate about the situation. It was curable. So I mean, that's a plus.
So here's a quick story about the clap, because I
yeah.
too had the clap, and I didn't know I had it for like 3 years, literally 3 years. Yeah, well, first of all, like I was celibate, so thank God, still celibate.
Okay.
Cool. But so I had the clap for 3 years, and then I decided to go, donate sperm. I was like, fucking, why not? They'll pay me. And they're like, cool, yeah, your sperm is awesome. We'll buy it. And then they call me the next week. It's like, ooh, you got the clap, boy. And I was like, what? I haven't had sex in so long. I haven't touched a human in so long. How could I have the clap? You had it. It's like, fuck. And then they said I had to wait a year to redonate. But I did. So they fixed it, and then I kept donating, and I made like some good money for my seeds. So I might have babies running around the world already. I don't know.
I mean, that's crazy. Did they make a movie about that with like Vince Vaughn or something? He was going around finding all the sperm he donated and shit.
Oh, I'd watch that, because I would do that. Like I told him, I was like, listen, you tell them exactly who the sperm donor is. If they're 18, if they want to meet me, tell them. I will hang out with them. I will give them the love that they might have never received, or give them more love that they even received. I will give them the beauty. And how cool would it be to just see all different, genetic replicates of you come back to you after 18 years of just growing up, and see if any of your bits remained in their bits, even though they lived a completely different lifestyle outside of even your teaching. You know what I mean? I think it'd be a great experiment.
That's crazy, because the DNA carries over. I mean, there's traits that just kind of stick in there. Because like it's weird, because like I see my son, he walk around sometimes and he have his wrist bent like this, and people associate that with femininity. I don't even know if I said that right, but it's just like that's just something he do. He's fucking have his hand like this, and I was like, I always get on him about it. And then one day I was just sitting around, I caught myself doing that. I was like, what the fuck? I said, maybe you got it from me.
Oh. But that's the all time question, nature versus nurture, right? So in this case, definitely nature right there.
Yeah.
Right?
I get all 3 levels from my kids. It's like the oldest one, I guess if I have any anger or rage or angst in me, that's in the oldest one. The middle one, because like a lot of things just, blow by me, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck a lot of times. I got a lot of I don't give a fuck in me, and that's embodied in my boy. And then like the young one is just, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And I can see that in me, the creativity and whatnot. So it's just like all my different daggone, I guess the embodiments of me are just like in different vessels and shit. And I was just like, oh.
That sounds wonderful, honestly. That sounds like an amazing experience.
But I often think of the millions and millions of kids that I've left abandoned inside of socks and body cloths and sink drains and bath drains and on stomachs and back, butt cheeks and breath. What could have been? That could have been the next freaking thermonuclear scientist or some shit, and I don't know. He just went by the wayside, just down some butt cheeks and into a napkin.
Well, that was his fate. He did his country proud.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Speaking of doing this country proud, you are doing a good service by being creative, being you, putting your light out there into the world. I always said that you had the loveliest personality, the loveliest aura and whatnot. And anytime I can get to talk to you or interact with you via the internet, I'm very appreciative of the things. But with that being said, we need to go ahead and put a pin in it. I hate to end this call now, but I had to get up early and do the mortal things, the things that I'm a slave to. And we're going to wrap it up. So before you go, let everybody know where they can find you on social media and all the things that you got going on, and possibly the things you may have going on in the future.
Okay, first thing first. You go on, hold on. What's your website again, Rob?
randomrob.com.
But I don't know why that left me. You go to randomrob.com and you buy this shirt that I'm wearing, Random Ramblings with Rob, because this shit's the best shirt I've ever worn, because that motherfucker is the best motherfucker I've ever known, and I love him dearly, and I'm really happy to, same thing, interact with you and be with you and be friends with you. Honestly, if you are in Seattle, please call me. Like I'll try my best to house you. I will feed you. We'll take you to fun, exuberant places, and you know what? If you do decide to repropose to your lady, on that grave site, I can hide behind the gravestone, and as you say, will you? I will pop up with my guitar and I'll start playing love songs.
But I was like, you can come before, because I thought you was gonna go a different way with it. You was gonna hide behind there and pop out in the freaking Bruce Lee gi and be like, ha! I was like, you try to scare to death and shit. But like, yeah, I was thinking about it. You can play a serenade and shit. Remember, I can't say it too loud. She might be listening.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
That's not.
I guess that's not romantic. Fine.
Yeah, some might be offended, but let's not do that. We'll work out the details later.
All right. Okay, cool. But if anybody wants to see more or experience my art or own it, you can own my art too. Or get to a place of where I am mentally. I am offering coaching classes, training, literally anything that you might need. I have overcome it personally. Whether through podcasting, through art, through graphic design, business stuff, marketing. Literally, like, you could say something and I'd be like, yep, did that, moved on. I can help you get to wherever you want to go. You can call me. I do calls on andreypsyche.com. Shoot me an email, almightypsyche@gmail. And honestly, that's pretty much it. If you Google Andrey Psyche, AndreyPsyche, shit will pop up and you can explore that. Like, I am the only one that pops up. So enjoy that. But honestly, my biggest desire is for you to, once again, go back to B-Rob's website and just look around there, because this man is a man of light, a man of gold, and man, I cannot wish enough goodness on him and you, sir. So that's all from me, man. I truly love you so much.
Yeah, I love you too, man. You freaking awesome. So once again, you have been a guest of the Random Rounds with Rob. And as it is for everyone, the door is open for you always to come back to promote your next big thing or whatever it is, or just to come shoot the shit.
I love shooting shit, bro. Love shooting shit.
Yeah, we was talking about that early in the beginning with now you get a bidet and you can shoot the shit literally. Just